What's up, everybody? Welcome.
Kelly's got it.
Oh,
Kelly's
got it.
Kelly's here. Kelly's going to take care of it. Hi, y'all.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome. Hello.
I'm so excited to have everybody on the Zoom tonight. We're going to give it, so we have a special kind of time that we work on in Hope30. It's called Hope30 time.
Yep.
And basically what that means is we start at the top of the hour, but what we really do is we start on 2 minutes in. It's a hard start for everything that we do in Hope30, just to give you a glimpse. So we're going to wait just about another minute for everybody who signed up to get on.
Yeah.
We're really excited about tonight. I know all of you are like, man, I got a New Year's resolution and like I got goals and I want to get this thing going. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm super excited for everybody.
And we're so happy to have you. We're seeing all our friends too. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. We missed you over the weekend. We hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We're seeing some new people that we haven't met before. So we're so excited to have you with us. This is it. You found us. You're in the right spot.
Yes.
Awesome.
You're definitely in the right spot.
Yeah.
We're going to get started here in about 30 seconds. So we're just excited for everybody who got on. Oh, we've got dogs on tonight.
On Facebook. We're also live on Facebook. So that's exciting too.
Yeah. Don't worry. None of you on the Zoom
y'all
are on the Facebook. It's recording Nicole and I. So welcome everybody in Facebook. If you're on, go ahead and just put down in the comments where you're coming in from and whether you're watching it live or seeing this on the replay, because we're super excited. Tonight, we're going to be talking about, for all of you that have those big, exciting New Year's goals, we're going to talk about how you can finally achieve success, sort of the Hope30 way. Some of you have been in Hope30 before. Yeah. You already know.
Yeah.
But some of you are brand new. Maybe somebody told you about Hope30 and maybe you're like, what is this whole Hope30 thing all about? So what we decided was, because we know that January 1st is such a big day, and a lot of people will have New Year's resolutions, what we really wanted to do was just get on and
we have Glenn Allen in the house.
All right. Thank you, Glenn Allen. So if someone sent you here, and you know somebody who did Hope30, tonight's goal is for you to be like, okay, they looked awesome. I asked them what they did, and they said they did this thing called Hope30, and now I think I might want to do it, but I don't really know. I just need more information. And so tonight is really we're going to give you all the information that you need so that you can make the best decision, so that you can hit the ground running January 1st. And that's what we really hope to happen. So yes. Merry Christmas. And then Linda Blackburn, San Diego. I lost 27.5 pounds since October 29th. Wow. Yay. So like I said, we do have some people in here who are.
Yes. And thank you for sharing.
Yes. So that'll give you some ideas. I promise that wasn't a plant.
No.
Linda, your check's in the mail. No, I'm kidding. But so that's really exciting. So all right. So I think we'll go ahead and get started, because we hit 8:02. Number one of the things that I often realize is Nicole and I get so excited about everything that we're doing and all the cool things that are happening. We sometimes forget to introduce ourselves, and we sometimes forget to tell you who we are and what we're doing here. And so I'm Dr. Jim. I am a chiropractor and a natural healthcare expert, and I have been doing weight loss and functional medicine and nutrition for 10 years in my office. I've helped we're getting close to 4,000 people lose 20 plus pounds and keep it off long term. And along with Nicole, we are the creators of Hope30.
Yes.
And I am a full-time practicing chiropractor, as well as kind of highly educated in all the areas of functional medicine, nutrition, all those kind of things. And up in the left corner, or up in the corner,
your left corner,
you'll see Kelly. Kelly is our main help, one of our main support systems here, logistics in Hope30. She is listed as James Holland. That's me, but that is so that she can let people in and do all those kind of cool things as well.
Oh, wow. We do have a lot of people. That is awesome. She's in Henrico. I've lost 50 pounds since the August group, and I actually lost half a pound between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Woo! That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. Yes. And I'm Nicole. I'm Dr. Jim's wife, and I am the cheerleader of the Hope30 lifestyle. Okay. Ever since I was 4 years old, I went to an Iowa State football game, and I'm like, who are those girls and what are they doing? They're cheering on the sidelines. And I went home and I made pom-poms out of newspapers and styrofoam cups. And I've been cheering ever since. And I am your cheerleader and the logistics coordinator behind the scenes with Kelly. My sister is also Brianta Sohn, and you'll hear a lot about her in the coming days and weeks, but she is also in our Facebook group and one of the coaches here. So between Kelly, Jim, myself, and my sister, we are the Hope30 team.
Yes. So we hope that you feel like you're in the right spot tonight. Number one, I want you to know that you're going to be well taken care of, and we're going to make sure that tonight is not just a fluffy night, but really well worth your time as we get excited about the new year and what Hope30 can do for you.
Really quick, I just want to jump in, and I do this a lot. I just jump in, but before we get started, because we do want to get into the meat of the program, if you have invited someone, we just want to thank everybody that came who is already a Hopester and a Hope30 graduate. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for sharing this with your friends. Many of you that are in here tonight were invited by some of the faces that you see right now. So thanks for bringing a buddy and sharing Hope30 with them. And thank you for coming. We're so excited to have you. We want to give you all the information, and we just want to thank everybody. You've already got your accountability partner in here with you, or they've texted you, or they sent you this link. And that's what we're all about. So thank you to everyone who's here, brought a friend, or is here tonight.
And when you get done listening tonight, when you're like, yes, totally want to do this. Not only I totally want to do this, but you know what? It would be really awesome if I had like 5 more of my friends do it with me.
Yeah.
There is going to be a replay of this Zoom sent out to all of you so you can rewatch it, and you can take the replay of this Zoom and you can then send it out. You can send it to your friends and be like, hey, come do this with me. This is them sort of explaining what's going on.
Yeah.
And because we know there's some really important parts to being a successful weight loss journey. And one of the most important things is the community and the accountability. And so what better way than if you supply your own accountability partners along with you and do it with 3 or 4 of your friends. I know a lot of people who have done this program, and they had a little 3 or 4 person text group, and they text each other throughout all 30 days through the whole thing, and they did ridiculous.
Yeah.
They did amazing. And so if you have some people, maybe you would want them to come do it with you, you'll be able to send them this link or just send them to hope30.com, and maybe they trust you enough to just sign up because you listened to tonight. All right. So
all right, now down to business.
Yeah, let's get down to business. So what we usually find out is most of you have probably at some point, let's face it, we're all here for a reason, right? Like it's not just because you want to hear Dr. Jim and Nicole just yap on the day after Christmas.
I know,
right?
This dedication. I'm really proud of y'all.
Right. So it's not like you just want to hear us talk. Like, we're all here for a reason. And the reason you're most likely here is because you're at a place where you're like, I want to do something. I need to do something. I got to get rid of some of this weight. I got some stuff hanging over my belt line. My belly's sticking out. I've got rib fat, back fat, my neck's getting chunky. I'm tired. I don't have any energy. I can't go up and down the stairs without huffing and puffing. I'm not sleeping well. I've got constant reflux. My joints hurt everywhere. Like, whatever it is, some of you are motivated by something, and that's why you're here tonight, right? Like, you're not just here to gather more information. You want to solve a problem. And the problem most likely is you have some extra weight, and you know that if you can get rid of this extra weight, if you can get your health moving in the right direction, that's going to make you feel so much better. And so that's why you're on tonight. You're like, yes, I've seen my friends and they've lost a bunch of weight and they really look great and they seem happy. They don't seem like this was the worst thing they ever did. And, they're feeling better and they're moving in a good direction. And how did they do that? And I want to know more about it. Right. But I know you're not here just to get more information, right? Like there's a bunch of books on the topic of weight loss. You could just go buy some books or get a free one like that you can listen to. You don't need necessarily more information. You're here because you want to solve the problem. And most likely that problem is you have more weight on you, you have more body fat on you than you want, and you want to get rid of it. So we can all just say, hey, I'm not where I want to be, whether it be in my weight or my health, and I want to get better.
Right.
Is that a fair statement for most of us, right?
Yes, yes.
I would say that's certainly a fair statement for me, right? Mm-hmm. And so for many of you, you've like, but here's the problem. I've already tried this thing. And I don't like to, we're
not going to call anybody out.
Yeah. I don't like to put down other programs or names. So I don't really call them by name, but I've tried this program. I joined this place. I bought these things. I
downloaded this app.
I downloaded this app. I read this person's book, and you went through all of those things. And then somehow still at the end of that, maybe either it didn't work for you, as in you didn't lose weight like you wanted to, or number two, maybe you lost some weight, but you weren't able to keep it off and you were frustrated by it. So the point is we want to talk about tonight how you can do all of those things and get where you want to go, where you can. Because our ultimate objective is that this is the last diet.
It's a 4-letter word we don't use.
That you're ever going to need. This is the last program that you're ever going to follow, because ultimately this isn't really a diet, and it's not really just a program, but it's really a shift in your lifestyle that's going to make it so that we can initially get you really quick gains. Because let's face it, who doesn't like to see results quickly?
Right.
That's very exciting.
Very motivating.
So all of a sudden you start getting this ball rolling and you're losing weight quickly and you get excited about that. And meanwhile, what you're doing is you're setting up these lifestyle habits that once you get to, closer to where you want to go, you can just keep going. And as you keep going, you just keep going towards your goal until you finally get where you want to be. And guess what? Once you get where you want to be, you can stay where you want to be because you have developed the lifestyle habits and you have the information behind those lifestyle habits of why it will stick and why you can stay there forever. And so I think that's what we all want, right?
Yes.
We would all like to lose weight. We'd all like to get healthier. We'd all like to feel better. And we'd like to get there kind of as quickly and as easily as possible, right?
That's right.
Well, I can't guarantee easy, but at least we can certainly talk about how we're going to get there, and we can do it quickly, and we can do it fun, and we can do it together.
Right.
And those are some of the things that make it the most beneficial.
Right.
So I was going to try something. I'm not sure. I didn't pass this through my Nicole filter.
Wait, that wasn't in the pregame
Correct.
meeting.
See, sometimes
this is live. Okay,
yeah.
This is not pre-recorded.
You're not really
in our living room. Okay, this is our kitchen. This is our house. This is how it goes.
That's right. So
very
sometimes
live.
you got to be very careful.
And if the cat runs across the screen, then this is not a production.
So you don't know. But what I was going to say, since people are active in the chat, I would like to maybe ask a couple people, if you feel like you want to type it in the chat, that would be awesome. What is a program that you did that you feel like didn't work for you? If you just want to throw that in the chat, I'm going to keep talking, but if you want to throw something in there that you've tried before that maybe didn't work, I'm going to tonight live on the Zoom, I'm going to tell you why that program failed you and why you're not a failure. All right. Because all programs have to have 4 very important pillars to them to make them successful. And I can guarantee you whatever program you've done that didn't work for you, it's not your fault, right? That it was missing one of these 4 things. And if it had all 4 of those, I bet you would have been successful.
That's right.
So here we go. All right. So good old WW.
Yeah, W squared.
All right. So good old Weight Watchers. That's a great one to analyze. If any of you have done Weight Watchers, there's literally your Weight Watchers.
Another Weight Watchers.
Thank you.
There we go.
So obviously it's a popular one we should talk about.
We all know it.
So Weight Watchers ultimately is you need 4 things to be successful in a weight loss program. And I've learned this all through being really deep in study of everything out there weight loss. All right. And one of the things that you'll find, Weight Watchers, keto, just by word of mouth, diet center. Yes. Noom. Okay. So this is all really good.
Good ones.
So first off is there's 4 things that your program needs. Number 1, it needs an eating plan.
Right.
So if you are one of those people that just joined a gym because you're like, I'm going to exercise my way to weight loss. Well, first off, if you joined like a big box gym, was there anybody there who actually was making sure you showed up? Did they talk to you at all about food? Did they give you any concepts of the nutrients your body needs? So the truth is that the only real contact you had with them was like, hey, your card got declined this month. Do you want to put a new card on file? Right? Like that's the amount of accountability you got from the big box store.
Run through the machines to just show you where everything is. So
right. And so in order for a weight loss program to be successful, you need 4 things. Number 1, you need an eating plan that not only works now, but can be sustainable for a lifetime. Number 2, you do need to know how to exercise properly for weight loss. All right. And for many of you, you may be like, well, here's the problem. I have a bum knee. I have a bum ankle. I have a bad back. I'm like, I
just don't exercise.
I have a heart condition. I have whatever it is. I can't exercise.
Right.
Well, don't worry. Hope30 does not require exercise. But what a lot of people are doing is they're exercising incorrectly for weight loss. And they're actually exercising in a way that will make them hold on to weight. So we need to address your eating style and your exercise. We also, and this is one of the biggest ones, you need accountability, right? If somebody isn't there, I need accountability. I need someone to help me every single step of the way. And if you've been in a program that didn't provide you accountability, well, that's the program's fault because we all need it.
Right.
All right. And then the 4th one are nutrients. Literally, this is a machine that runs on nutrients. And if you don't have the specific vitamins and minerals and nutrients that your metabolism needs, I don't care what your eating plan is or your exercise plan or who's holding you accountable. The machine doesn't have what it needs to be successful. All right. So let's take Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers is an eating plan and accountability. Like they do help you with that. Same with ones like Jenny Craig, right? There's an eating plan and there's accountability, but there's nothing about how you should move your body. And there's nothing about like nutrients. Like I remember the point system and they were just like, yeah, I mean, you can eat cake and cookies as long as you don't go over your points,
right?
You know? And so I'm like, well, maybe that's not ideal, right? So Weight Watchers, you know,
Noom is an app.
Yeah. And Noom is an app. And you know what? Listen, Noom is all based on sort of the psychological components of eating and those kind of things. But again, so maybe there is a little bit of eating program to it. There's some accountability a little bit to it, but it's still not a nutrient based and the exercise portion. So when you really get down to it, you'll find out that all of these programs, I just want you to know that you did not fail.
Right.
You were following a program that was missing a vital piece that would have made you successful.
Right. And I think that's really, really important. I really, and I didn't know that you were going to say that. I really didn't, but I really love it. I think that when we feel like we've tried something and we aren't seeing the results that maybe they had promised, or we saw other people there, we immediately blame ourselves, right? We are always absorbing that negative energy, that negative talk, that it's our fault that keto didn't work for us. I mean, I watch the commercials for Weight Watchers. Why don't I look like that? Right. And so, you know, that we always absorb that. So that's really important as we move forward, that you know that when we're talking about all this, that if you've tried certain things, that it's not you, it's the program.
Right.
And so that's really important for us. There is no hope in that.
Right. And really, when you think about it, I just want you all to know that I would love to say that I had all this figured out the entire time of my life.
Right.
But the truth is that there was a period of time,
yes,
a while back, where I weighed 60 plus pounds more than I do right now. And I had become a type 2 diabetic. And I was very, very out of shape and overweight. And my waist was 4 to 5 inches bigger around than it is right now. And my face would have filled up this entire screen almost. And I understand. And at that time, I was searching and looking for every type of program or what to do. And I would look and I would buy things, and I invested, I mean, tens of thousands of dollars in education and learning in the areas of functional medicine, how to read blood work, how to do all these things, really to ultimately figure out what is the best way to work on losing weight and how to get there. And that's really how we came to this. And what it did for me is I now weigh like 50-ish pounds less than I did when I was in my 30s. We just turned 50 this summer.
Woo-hoo!
And so I was able to, you know, I'm down like 50 plus pounds. I'm no longer a type 2 diabetic. My blood work is perfect. And this was the dream. I mean, I went from, I couldn't have run 100 yards to being able to run like basically half marathon distance.
Right.
And so these are the kind of goals we have. So many people, there's a number of people who invited you. There are people on here tonight that you could just hear about 27 pounds, 30 pounds. I saw an incredible Facebook post of, it was like 3 people who were at a Christmas party, and they had all done Hope30, and they figured out between the 3 to 5 people had lost like 230 pounds combined between all of them.
Yeah.
And they were feeling great and having great energy. And so that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is what we are all hoping for, right? That's the goal.
And what's important is that you guys know that we have been exactly where you are, even though Jim, you know, has been in healthcare for over 24 or 5 years. You know, we have been right where you are. So one philosophy that we've had in business since he opened is we're never going to offer something to our patients, our friends, or our family that we haven't tried and tested ourselves. And I will tell you that when I turned 30, I like, bam, put on 10 extra pounds, right? And all my body started to change. My hormones were, I mean, at 30, everything started to change. And I tried a personal trainer. I mean, I literally break out in hives when I work out. I mean, who's allergic to working out? Jim says it's a real thing and people have a problem, but like that wasn't working for me. I thought I was changing how I was eating. That wasn't working for me. And, you know, Jim had his own issues on his side. I mean, we were doing so many things wrong and we didn't even know it. And we were trying all the things that you guys are listing or that you're thinking about, and they didn't work for us. And so all of this research, all of this time, and one thing you'll see all over our page and all over our lives is we say hashtag never quit. And he never did quit until we really put together a system. You know, it got named Hope30 2.5 years ago, but you know, it's been a lifestyle that we've now been able to maintain. And I lost close to 20 pounds and was able to keep it off. I learned how, and we came to that. So that's why you need to know that we're here, and we're going to share our pictures with you when we send the email and the replay. You can also get into, you know, Facebook and things like that and see our story and our journey. But we think before we start, it's important for you to know that we're not just, you know, sometimes you go to the gym and you're like, did they ever have a weight problem? Like they look pretty svelte. Like when, I don't think I don't think they ever had a problem. And you know what? But we did, and we live this, we maintain it, we enjoy life. So it's important for you to know that.
Yes.
Coming off of the holidays.
All right. So how can you finally lose the weight the Hope30 way, the way you want, and then keep it off forever? Well, there's a couple we just told you what the 4 things that you must have as part of a weight loss program to be successful. So guess what? We included all of them. All right. That's the first thing you got to know. But we just want you to know that you can get wherever you want to go. I want you right now, if you're like, I haven't started on this journey, as New Year's is coming up, and I know people hate New Year's resolutions, but I figured out why people hate New Year's resolutions. Is we hate New Year's resolutions because when we don't achieve them, it's like a strike to our confidence. It kills our self-esteem. And so what I want you guys to know, that I want you to set a very real New Year's resolution, a goal. And I always joke that we don't, like, I love this guy, Zig Ziglar. Many of you may know who that is. And when he talks about goal setting, he says, are you a meaningful specific, or are you a wandering generality? So what I'm going to recommend that all of you pick a goal that is a meaningful, specific goal.
Go for it.
Don't just say, I want to lose weight in the new year.
Right.
Like pick a number.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be your final number, but just say, I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. Make it exciting and set it. And then what you have to do next is you have to find a superior plan to go after it. I'm going to tell you tonight that Hope30 is that perfect plan to help you. But I want you to set that goal. And then I want you to just start to imagine how that's going to feel when you reach that goal. What are you going to do when you reach that goal? Are you going to take a trip? Are you going to climb up a mountain? Are you going to run a 5K? Are you just going to walk?
Buy a new pair of pants.
Buy a new pair of pants. Are you going to stroll down the beach with your grandkids and not feel out of breath and feel awful? Maybe you're going to go on a vacation with family. Just think about your end goal, where you're trying to get to, and what that's going to feel like and what that's going to be like, because that's the thing that motivates us. That's what helps us make these decisions to follow through. So number one, we're going to start with that goal. So the first thing you need, we talked about, is you need an eating plan. You need an eating style. And there's a couple things that I feel like about the Hope30 eating style that makes it really, really awesome. Number one is it is super, super simple.
That is key.
Right? Like I'm not a big, like, we don't count calories.
No.
We're not like,
we don't want to do algebra just to do this program.
Correct. You shouldn't have to do an equation to figure out what you can have for lunch and dinner. It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
So this is what I always say, and we would give you lists of of these things. But if you can eat a meat, a vegetable, and a fruit for lunch and for dinner for 30 days, you can do Hope30.
Yep. And that's anywhere. That's not.
So just imagine, like, you could have a grilled chicken salad and some strawberries at lunch, and then you could come home and you could have a filet and asparagus and a glass of red wine for dinner.
Yeah.
Like, those are very real meals that you can have on Hope30. Okay. That simple: meat, vegetable, fruit, lunch and dinner. And we're going to give you the lists of the meats, the vegetables, and the fruits. So you don't even have to guess. You never have to guess. We've got you. You are 100% taken care of with Hope30. There's no guessing. You don't have to do math. It's going to be super simple.
Now, wait, really quick about those 2 meals. Sorry, I'm jumping in again. You guys will notice I do this all the time, but what's really cool about those 2 meals, I noticed that I can order those out with friends for lunch and dinner. I can go out and be social. I can order off the menu, and no one even needs to know that I am doing an eating style plan.
That's right.
And they're available everywhere.
Right, because the key to this is a sustainable eating style.
Right.
This is food that you can buy at a regular grocery store. You don't have to go to like a hip trendy. You don't have to be like Whole Foods people to like, nothing against Whole Foods.
Whole Foods near
but
you.
I'm saying you don't have to be a Whole Foods person. You don't have to be
You can be a Kroger, Food Lion, Harris Teeter. You can be the market down the street. You can be a fresh fruit stand. You can be any real food anywhere.
Right. That's at grocery stores. That's at restaurants. That's at parties. That's at weddings. That's everywhere.
That's a drive-through, by the way.
Yes, we have a drive-through cheat sheet where you can go through basically the top 10 fast food restaurant drive-throughs in the country, and you can eat the Hope30 way while you're on this program.
You can be in an airport and eat. I mean, even at 2 in the morning. Okay. We've done it. We've tested it.
Yes. So the point is we have an eating style that's really, really good. It's really, really simple. And all you have to do is pick one of each thing from the 3 categories and eat that for lunch and for dinner. That simple. All right. We make it super simple. All right. Now, the other thing about that is that we have a process in Hope30 we call stacking goodness.
Yeah.
Right. So where we are stacking goodness on top of each other. So not only, if you notice, I said we're eating lunch and dinner. Well, typically during this 30 days, we're not going to be doing breakfast. We're going to practice something called intermittent fasting.
Oh,
all right?
They're all like, oh.
I know. Everyone's ready to stop. Let me off. But
sorry.
Right. I already did that. We hear that a lot. I already did that. But here's the thing. I want you to know that most people have tried maybe some intermittent fasting. And then during the times they were eating, that's when they messed up their intermittent fasting because they were eating all this other stuff. Then they were starving while they were intermittent fasting, and then they were doing all these kinds of things. when you eat Hope30, what we are doing is we are doing something that we coined the term stacking goodness. So not only are we intermittent fasting, but we're eating in a style which lowers our carbohydrates that helps shift you from being a sugar burner to becoming a fat burner. Because here's something that's very, very cool, because everyone's afraid of an eating style because they're afraid they're going to be hungry all the time.
That's right.
Well, guess what? When you get into fat burning, you will no longer be hungry all the time.
That's the magic.
That's really where the magic happens, because guess what? When you shift from being a sugar burner to being a fat burner, your body now becomes what you are dining on. You are now dining on the buffet that is you.
I love that.
All right. So,
eat up, body.
Yeah, like you are getting all kinds of calories off of your stored energy, your stored body fat. So you're eating your meals, and when you're not eating, your body is eating off of you. All right. And that's the ultimate goal, to shift from sugar burning to fat burning. And the Hope30 eating style helps you do that in a very, very simple and clean way with real food. I think that's most important. So let's then talk. So the eating style is really simple, but it is very, very powerful because we stack numerous things. Like, imagine this. Maybe you've read this book, or you did this book, or you read this style or this style. What if somebody came in and took what are the best parts of all the best things that anyone's ever done? What if someone just grabbed this from this one and this from this one, and then put that into a cumulative system? That's what we did with Hope30. That is the stacking of goodness that we're doing, okay? So just know that it's whatever you have tried in the past, it's not Hope30, okay? This is different. And we've taken the best of all of them eating style wise and put that in there. Right. The next thing we could talk about is exercise, because a lot of programs, like many people, the first thing they do at the beginning of the year, I'm going to join this gym and I'm going to lose this weight. And then they get in there and they start working out. Well, first of all, how much willpower does it take to just keep working out all the time?
And it's so cold in January, just to get up and get out.
Nicole's not joining a gym in January.
Friends are on here and they know how hard it is to get me out to do something. I'm just so cozy with my coffee at home.
But so the idea is that a lot of people, exercise is both sometimes hard to stick with, and, or maybe physically you have a reason why exercise is really hard. Like, I understand, because when I gained all this weight, it's because they told me, because of my club feet and my bone-on-bone ankles and all this stuff, that I wasn't really allowed to run anymore or do anything. So I quit, and I wasn't doing a lot of physical activity, and I kind of blamed all my weight gain on that, which wasn't,
it's not all that.
It wasn't all the reason, fault. But it wasn't that fault. But the point is that many people are like, well, I can't exercise, so I can't lose weight, or I don't stick with the exercise, and that's why I'm failing. I want you to know that 85 to 90% of your weight loss has zero to do with your exercise. All right. 85 to 90% of weight loss happens in the kitchen. It happens by what's going in your mouth, not by your exercise program.
Right.
So if you've been killing yourself at the gym, maybe you're one of those people that are super committed and you follow through every day and you've been killing it. You go in and you're putting in that hour of cardio 5 days a week. Well, here's the thing. That's not the key to weight loss. The key to weight loss is what's going in your mouth. And the truth is, if you're putting in that much cardio, it might actually be working against you.
All right.
Right.
That's what shocked me, is that actually so many of our patients were exercising too much. They were defeating all of the good things that they were doing on the other side. They were completely unbalanced and doing it wrong, stressing out their body.
Yeah. Because one of the things that you'll find out is the old adage, eat less, exercise more, sounds like it should work, right? Like, if you're just thinking calories in less than the amount I burn, I'm going to lose weight. But see, they leave out the hormonal aspect. And a lot of times, all that stressful long-term cardio just puts you in a state where your body thinks the end of the world's happening. And if your body was trying to save itself long-term because it thinks the end of the world is happening, what do you think it's going to do to your excess fat? Is it going to just let it go and burn it? Or is it going to hold on to it because the end times might be coming, right? So all those people out there hitting that hour cardio every day, some of them are stressing their bodies out to the point, maybe it's you, and your body now thinks something bad's going to happen. So it starts holding on to everything. So the truth is there is zero exercise requirement as part of Hope30.
And really, when I started the weight loss journey myself over, you know, it was almost 20 years ago, I was trying, 20, right? Because I just turned 50. So I'm now doing the 50-30 math. Wow, that's a long time. Anyway, when I did that, I did try getting a personal trainer. And I will tell you right now that I didn't change how I was eating. So those two things were not lining up, part of a program. And there was no change in how I was feeling. It was not a good decision for me, how I was exercising. My energy did not increase. It actually made me feel worse. And so really that's not a solution in and of itself, but I think this time of year, that's something that everybody thinks is the solution. So it's really important that we talk about that, because in and of itself, it's just not going to fix if all the other things aren't fixed in addition to it.
And here's the thing. I don't want anyone to think that I'm anti-exercise.
Oh, no, he's very into exercise.
I'm super pro exercise. The point is that I just think most of us are exercising incorrectly for weight loss,
right,
and fat burning. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach you a style of exercise during Hope30,
right,
that is going to help you maximize your fat burning, muscle building capabilities, instead of just making you more and more of a sugar burner, which is what most exercise is doing.
But there's no exercise requirement during the 30
Correct.
days.
No exercise requirement during the 30 days. So you can all be like, phew.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was here like, okay, so what? All right, so I understand the eating. What do I have to do with exercise? You don't have to do anything with exercise. The truth is, for many of you, I'm going to recommend that you just put a pin in it for a couple weeks and let your body relax and shift into fat burning before you even think about exercising. You're getting good sleep will be more important than your exercise.
That's
all right.
Yeah.
So we know that we have an eating style that's incredibly simple and effective to help shift from sugar burners to fat burners. Now we realize we don't have to exercise, which is good, because let's face it, on the follow through side of things, what's the part most people don't do well on?
Right.
It's on the exercise. So you don't have to have an exercise component, but we're going to teach you one that you can use late in the 30 days into 30 days and beyond. They're going to help you continue this lifestyle to be more of a fat burner, less of a sugar burner and fat store. The next part, which is really super important, is accountability.
Yeah.
This might be the most important part. And I'm going to tell you that this group there's a reason why I have been so successful with Hope30. It's because of all of you. Because I have to get on a Zoom every night and teach you guys about weight loss. And guess what? That is the ultimate accountability partner that I've ever had. And this is the longest and the best I've ever done in weight loss, because I have daily accountability with everybody that's in here.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. So accountability might be the single most important piece, because listen, if you have an app that tells you how to eat and tells you how to exercise, but nobody's checking on you, what's the chance you're going to be successful? Maybe you've done that. Maybe you read a book, it told you how to eat, how to exercise, and how'd you do? Right? We're all talking, so I'm imagining it didn't go great, right? Well, I know it didn't go great for me either, right? And so what we have is extreme accountability, which makes everything. So what we do through 30 nights, now technically it's more than 30 nights because we have the intro and the extra, but for the 30 nights of Hope30, we meet on a Zoom, just like this one, for 30 straight nights.
Yep.
So just knowing that you have to that you should, you don't have to, but you should be logging on to the Zoom every night for 30 nights. And if you turn your camera on or you don't turn your camera on, it doesn't matter, but you're on here. That's an accountability, right? That you've got somewhere to be every night.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that after this.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So once we get, you've got this accountability every night, right? And during these Zooms, we are going to teach you every single night. We're going to coach you, but we're going to teach you like what to do. But then every night we're going to talk about why you're feeling the way you're feeling, what's good, why you're going to do the next thing, what that's doing in your body, why you're going to eat this way, what that does to your hormones, why that's important. Like we have a famous saying in Hope30. It's really funny. You wonder how much your kids pick up when they're around you a lot. And so I was in the car with my son, and he's in wrestling. So we've been talking about like nutrition and weight and different things. And he was talking about like, Dad, so when you do that and it spikes up your metabolism, I'm, right. And then I was talking about hormones. I go, Hunter, what can't your body do in the presence of high levels of insulin? And he said, burn fat. And that's for all of the people on here that knows what we're talking about. So your body can't burn fat in the presence of high levels of insulin. That's important to know when you're working on weight loss and keeping weight loss off for a long time, because when you make decisions about what you're going to eat, you're going to be like, does that spike my insulin? Yes. And if that's the key, then it could definitely spike up your insulin. So know that this accountability, not only are you getting the accountability, but you're learning every day why you're doing what you're doing, why it's working, and what you should be doing, because that's going to be the thing. For the long term, that's going to help you keep it off is this knowledge, this foundation, and the accountability. Because think about it. If you've ever done one of those bars and shake programs, and maybe you lost weight initially and you're like, this is awesome, right? I just bought prepackaged meals for 2 months and I ate them. And at the end, I lost 15 pounds. And then I quit eating those prepackaged meals. And then I gained 15 pounds in the next 4 months or 3 months.
It all came back.
And the reason is because you had zero help and accountability and knowledge on what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat.
What do you do in the real world? What do you do after the bars and shakes are gone? And so the other thing about the accountability is that we track exactly what's going on in your body every day. Day 1, day 3, day 10, day 15. Like you'll start to think that we're mind readers, but really it's amazing what's going on. And you're going to know all of that every single day. There are times when you might have quit a program, 4 days in, you're like, this stinks. And we're going to know exactly why you quit that program then and what's going on with your body. And we're going to get through that early stage together. And it's just super, super important. We're going to talk about the logistics of that. But one thing I just want to say, Hope30 was born out of a time when we couldn't be together, when we didn't have a sense of community. And the only way that we could be together was through Zoom. And it was this magical connection that happened 2.5 years ago. We have been doing weight loss in our office for, since over 20 years with different this program and different people, but not able to see them every single day, to talk to them every day, to encourage them every day. All the people that have already encouraged you to be here, that are on this Zoom with you tonight, that's exactly what it is every single day. Even if you don't have your camera on, you're laying in your jammies and you're just, you're just home, you're folding laundry, you're in the car, it doesn't matter. It's this group of people that comes together every single night and supports each other, asks questions, answers your questions, and it becomes so much more. The learning is amazing and changes your lives. But the people in the group and the community is really, really the difference that brings this program together and changes it. There is nothing like it. We haven't seen anything like it. And the people that are here are so kind and loving and supportive. It's just miraculous. And to know that you have, screen full of cheerleaders, every single day that are supporting you and cheering you on, because it's not just us. And Brianne is here, by the way. Brianne, there she is. Brianne's my sister, and she's also our Facebook coach and our food coach. So she made it back from Busch Gardens, so that's good. But we just want you to know that that's how we feel about the Zooms.
So the other thing that you get as a part of accountability, because I really do think, number one, you're going to have this eating style that's incredibly effective and super simple to implement. We know that we're going to give you an exercise that either you don't have to do any, or we can give you an exercise that will help you maximize fat burning and not be in fat storage. And then the third part was the accountability. So we have these 30 nightly Zooms, super extreme accountability, but you're also going to get access to a private Facebook group. All right. Because one of the things that happens is when you get into the Facebook groups, you don't have to have Facebook, but if you are a part of Facebook, you will have these Facebook groups and people are posting daily. They're supporting each other daily, and you're getting all this accountability people are posting their weight. They're posting what they had for lunch. They're asking questions, and it's this interaction as a community of accountability that really makes this super successful. So when you have extreme accountability, that makes all the difference. And I want you to know, if you're worried about what happens after 30 days, like, great, listen, we have you accountability to the ends and back. And if you need really, really extreme accountability, you can always, when you go to sign up for Hope30, there's a version, it's called virtual and in office. If you're not local, you can literally still click that. And what we'll do is we will set it up so that you have daily text accountability with our coach in office, and you can text your weight to them daily, and they will communicate with you daily through text.
Yes.
So that is a next level of accountability that is going to could really help you if you need it. Okay.
All right. Do we want to answer that right now?
I was going to wait because
Okay.
Once we talk about this, then we're going to go through and we'll hit all the things of
Got
why.
it. See, you guys, this is we didn't have that in the meeting.
So last part is nutrients. All right. So we have an eating style that works amazing. We know how we're going to handle exercise. Now you have extreme accountability. The last part are nutrients, right? This machine runs on nutrients. We need very specific nutrients. And unfortunately, our food supply today has 30 to 50% less nutrients than it did just 50 years ago. So we have to make sure that we're nourishing this machine, that our cells at a cellular level can burn fuel the way it's supposed to be. And you might be asking, well, how do I know what nutrients I should take? Well, we have a personalized, like, metabolic questionnaire, the Hope30 test. And in the Hope30 test, it's a scientifically validated test that has been compared to over 15,000 very high-end metabolic urine and blood tests to be very accurate. And it will assess you over a bunch of 7 different pillars of your metabolism. Things like your oxidation, your inflammation, your gut health, your insulin sensitivity. You go through, and when you become a part of Hope30, you will get a link to take that test. And that test is going to help us figure out where your metabolism is broken and what nutrients your body needs to help heal up these broken areas of your metabolism. So you're going to know specifically to you, not just general to everyone, but specifically to you, what nutrients your body needs to help work on healing these broken metabolic pathways so that your machine has all the nutrients that it needs so that it can start burning fuel the way it's supposed to. And that makes all the difference, not only in losing weight now, but also losing weight over long-term, keeping it off long-term, and then just your overall general health.
Right.
Feeling better, having more energy, having less inflammation, having better digestion, all those things that we call NSVs, those non-scale victories. This is where that really works. And you know what? So many programs, they all talk about your macros, like you got to have this much protein and this much fat and this much carbohydrates. And you know what they never talk about? Your micros, your vitamin Bs and your Ds and your Cs and your Es and all your micronutrients, your magnesiums and your choline and all these awesome micronutrients that your machine needs these to function at 100%. And that's what you do. So you're going to take that test and you'll know the exact vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that your body needs. And listen, you don't have to go find them. We are going to give you a list of these are the specific ones that you should be taking. And we send you a link. You just order them. They get shipped to you. And you just take them right along with the program, and we'll tell you all about them and how to do it when we get there.
Right. And that's the other thing. It's like we've all grown up knowing, vitamin this and vitamin that and all that entire list that he just said, but we never knew what they actually do. Like, why do we need them? Take your Fred Flintstones every single day. And, that's all you know. You don't know what they actually do. Why?
By the way, I don't recommend the Flintstone vitamins.
No, we don't recommend those.
They're not on the list.
They're not so good for you, but that's what we had back in the 80s. But anyway, we don't know what vitamins are doing for us. We don't know why they're important. And that's one of the things that is so eye-opening to me, is to actually hear what this very specific nutrient, what its job in our body is. I mean, that's stuff that we're just not talking about, and you don't really hear that anywhere. And so unless you really go looking for it, and we don't even know what to go looking for. So it's very concise, and it's just amazing and life-changing to hear, why do we need vitamin D?
Yes.
That's kind of a favorite.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So we all have this issue. We're not where we want to be, and we want to get over here. And hopefully tonight you've started putting in your mind a very specific goal, just a number. Like, I want to lose X. Don't put a time frame on it. Just say somewhere you want to get to,
and
right?
Go for it.
And then we go for it. And you know what? You've tried a lot of things and a lot of them didn't work. But guess what? It's not because you failed. It's because the program was missing something that you needed to be successful. And we now know there's really 4 big things that you need. And Hope30 has all of those things. You need an eating style. You need exercise. You need extreme accountability. And you need the nutrients. And when we put all those things together inside of Hope30, people get crazy, awesome results. We get a lot of them really fast, but you know what? We have people that have done this program 3 months ago, 6 months ago, and they've continued the lifestyle on to where you start to see people down. I saw someone post earlier this week. She's now down 70 pounds.
70 pounds.
And I got to think she only started
this summer, maybe
3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
So if you lose 4 months, let's say it was 4 months ago.
Yeah.
70 pounds in 4 months. It's pretty fantastic, right?
Life changing.
And so if you have less than 70 pounds to lose, then guess what? You could get there, you know, by the time most people are quitting their gym membership because they realize that didn't work for them. You can be where you want to be. And by this coming summer, right? Like, if you're thinking, like, I'm thinking about spring break. Like, I want to feel great when we go on spring break. We're going to be outside. There's going to be sunshine. We're going to be in shorts and t-shirts and maybe bathing suits. We
want to be our very best.
And I want to be my very, very best. So just so you know, I'm going to be starting January 1st. I am all in Hope30, 100% right along with all of you. So you're going to be doing this round right along with me. 100% all in. So it's going to be exciting and it's going to be really great for you. So you'll definitely want to sign up. So this is, and we'll open it up for questions. I'm going to answer some of the questions we just had. But one of the things that I want you to do now is, if somebody you know sent you a link to check out Hope30, then by all means go back to their link.
Yes.
Or if you went and looked at Hope30, you can click on the link and go sign up for Hope30 right now from their link if they send it to you.
That's right.
Or if you're just here because you've been on the emails and you did everything, you can just go to Hope30, spell out the word 30.com right now, and you can go over there, you put your name and your email in, click on join the challenge, put in your info, and choose. I'm going to do the virtual only, or if you need that extra accountability where you're texting your weight daily and someone's interacting with you daily via text, you can choose the virtual and in office, even if you're not in office.
Right.
All right. And that'll just give you that next level. You click that, sign up, and immediately you will get sent the test to take so that you can start figuring out what vitamins and minerals and nutrients your body needs to help get things going. And you will be signed up to be ready to go January 1st. So we'll hope you'll go do that after we get off the Zoom and everything.
Kelly will be the person that will start communicating with you instantly. Brianne will be welcoming you into the Facebook group. The minute you sign up, all of that gets started. What's super, super cool this year, it's just really cool, is that January 1st is on a Sunday, and we always start our Zooms on a Sunday. We gather for 3 days in a row, and it's orientation, Hope30 orientation. So we get together this Sunday night. It'll be our first Zoom. Everyone will be on there, and then we don't start eating the eating style until Wednesday. So everybody kind of relax, get to know each other, get all their questions answered, and we start together as a team.
Yes.
So there we go.
All right, so we did have a few questions. So how long are the Zoom meetings at night? We get that question a lot, because I think one of the big concerns people have about, like, oh, well, I can't really do Hope30 because I can't be on all the Zooms.
Or I work at night.
Yeah, or I work at night, or I have kids, or I go to bed early, or whatever it is. Here's the thing. The Zoom, you have to watch the Zooms.
Right.
Okay. But you don't have to be live on the Zoom.
Right.
Okay. So the point is number one, you can just get on the Zoom and you can be with no camera on. You could be in your PJs, curled up, getting ready to go to sleep and watch the Zoom. Most of the Zooms are going to be like the first couple are a little long, but after like the first few days, most of the time they're not much more than 30 minutes.
That's right.
They're going to be around 30 minutes. But here's the thing. If you can't be on the Zoom live, the next day we send out a replay of the Zoom.
That's right.
You can watch it right out, like from the comfort of your own home, in your car, on your lunch break, or wherever. At some point the next day. It's usually early-ish.
By 11. So Kelly's the one who will send you every single day. She sends a Zoom link for that night coming up, your link, and the replay every day by 11 o'clock. If not, she lets you know. We post them in the Facebook group too. So you can, the minute that they're posted in there, you can see that. So you get them 2 ways. So we have lots of people that maybe they can only come once or twice a week, but they immediately watch it the next morning. We just really ask that you commit to watching the Zooms, because just like we said before, your body is doing things in a very particular pattern, and we want you to know what's going on, and we don't want you to miss a minute of it, so you know what's going on. But we have people who are very, very successful that just can't come live, but they do amazing and they still get that feeling.
So something that's really cool is at the end of every 30 days, you're going to get a chance at the end of Hope 30. We'll set a phone consultation where we can talk about how you did and what's going on and sort of what directions you want to go next. And some of my favorite ones are that I have a phone consultation with somebody who I have never seen on a Zoom, not once.
It happens all
and I'm
the time.
thinking to myself, like, uh-oh, how's this one going to go? And then they're like, oh my gosh, I lost 25 pounds. I feel amazing. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, I could never be on the Zooms. I just watched the replay the next day.
Yeah.
And so watching those replays, that's part of the accountability. So keep that up, but you don't have to be on them live. There's going to be a replay. You don't have to participate, although we encourage it. We love it when your camera's on, but if you can't, we get it. And you will be extremely successful as long as you watch the Zooms. But usually after the first couple nights, they become like around 30 minutes maximum every night.
Another aspect of that accountability is the Facebook group. And so Brianna's in there literally all day long looking for questions. You might be in the grocery store, you might be at a restaurant, and you're like, Brianne, I have this menu. What can I eat? What do you recommend? She is there answering questions. You have access to her all day long. And she loves it. And she's great.
Another question. I've often read that the safe way to lose weight is to lose 2 pounds a week. Can you comment on that? That is a really good point. And I think when we talk about weight loss, and sometimes we have to make a distinction when we talk about weight loss, because a lot of people are against losing weight quickly. I would say that there's 2 different kinds of weight loss. There's just weight loss, and then there's fat loss. And if you're just losing weight and you're just losing a lot of weight really quickly, that can be a problem. And that's not necessarily healthy or a good way to lose weight, because some people are losing, 7, 8, 9 pounds a week, and they're just but their body's not fat burning. So if you were losing weight that fast and you're not fat burning, I agree that's very dangerous, because what's happening is your body is now breaking down your muscles and other tissues to try to feed. That's where you're getting all of the calories and everything you need, because you're in sugar burning and you're not tapping into your stored body fat. But in a fat burning state, what's going to happen is you're going to shift over into fat burning. And I will tell you this, you might lose more than 2 pounds a week, but it's not going to necessarily be like the most you could possibly lose would be a pound a day. But most of you are not going to be that high, because here's what a pound of fat is: 3,500 calories, if you think about it that way. So even if you were burning all of your body fat, you basically only burn about 3,500 calories of fat a day. You're probably not eating that much. You probably don't need that much fuel. So at the most, you might be losing 5 pounds a week when you're in really good fat burning. Now, the first couple days, you may lose more and you'll lose more quickly because as you shift from sugar burning to fat burning, there is a dumping of a lot of inflammatory fluid. So that first week, when you hear people losing 7 pounds in a week or in 5 days, it's usually lots of fluid that they're dumping. That's all junky inflammatory trap stuff. When you hear about programs that they say are, oh, that's fast weight loss, that's not healthy. Most of those are sort of these like detox cleanses, and all the people are doing is they're dehydrating themselves, and they're not actually getting into any kind of fat burning or shifting over. So I agree with you and I agree with those people that a lot of people doing fast weight loss, I would consider not the healthy way to do weight loss.
Right.
But if you get into a really good state of fat burning, you can definitely lose more than 2 pounds a week and it be completely safe and very healthy and work out really great for you.
Which takes us back to the real food, the healthy food, the clean food, the nutrients, all the other aspects of this program. It's not just losing the weight fast, it's all those other aspects to it as well.
Yes. Hold on.
You want to read some of those things though?
No.
For the replay?
No, because I want to answer questions. Do we need to stock up on specific foods before January 1st? So that's a great question. So again, when it comes to the eating style, what's going to happen is we're going to have the first 3 Zooms of Hope30 are going to actually be us talking about the foods, what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, how you're going to eat, how it all works. So we'll talk about that on day 1. So then we don't actually start eating that way until Wednesday, and we'll have that first Zoom on Sunday. So I wouldn't stock up on anything until we talk about the food on the Sunday first night. Zoom. And the reason is too, is because let's face it, we probably want to eat more like good, nutrient rich, real foods. And that way buying it closer to when you're going to eat it will be even better.
Fresh foods will be,
Yeah. But I mean, frozen still works, but yes.
Go ahead.
All right. My girls are giving me a hard time about cutting out pasta and bread. What can I tell them about this? That's a great question, because I know a lot of people, when they're thinking about doing a weight loss program, they're like, yeah, but you don't understand. Like, these are my favorite foods. Like, I don't want to ever stop eating my favorite foods. Well, here's what I want you to know. We just went through Thanksgiving and we just went through Christmas. And Brienne posted 100 million recipes of how you can do all of the most fun treats you ever want, at least a slightly healthier way. So let's face it, all the things that I had for Christmas, many of them, we don't call them cheats, we call them treats. So I had a lot of treats around Christmas, but guess what? It's because it's Christmas. And it's because that's what I want to do at Christmas time with my family, and it's awesome. But you know what? It's also because I'm not worried, because I don't treat every day. Right. I'm not going to eat like that every day. I did that for a small period of time. And now guess what? I'm going to go back to, because really that is part of Hope30. Hope30 is a lifestyle.
Right.
And either and that means I'm going to treat occasionally at special events and at special things. And then I'm going to eat meat, vegetable, fruit for lunch and for dinner for 30 days, starting January 1st. Or January 3rd or 4th, January 4th to February 3rd, whatever. I'm going to eat meat, vegetable, fruit for lunch and for dinner. But I just, I had some treats. So here's the point. You don't have to never eat pasta or never eat pizza again. You just don't, that just can't be something you do every day or 3 or 4 times a week. It's because, listen, if that's what we were doing beforehand, that's what got us to where we are right now.
Right.
And so now that those pastas and the pizzas have to become treats, not cheats. Now, are there better ways we might do it? I had pizza over the holiday, but we ordered a gluten-free pizza. It wasn't the best, but we had a little bit of, I had a couple slices of gluten-free pizza. Yeah. And you know what? It wasn't worth it. To be honest, I was like, that wasn't worth it.
Susan, they may just have to watch you. 20-year-olds are going to have to watch you, and it might be a struggle until they are having some issues themselves. You can try, but you know. All right, Doris, I have gained a few pounds over the holidays, but I know I can get back in the correct eating style and I will lose those pounds. That's exactly right. There is no guilt in enjoying the holidays. That is for sure. Okay. And do you have to have breakfast?
No, that's a great question, because a lot of people ask. So we have both ends of that spectrum. We have people that are really, really concerned to do Hope30 because they heard we do intermittent fasting.
Right.
And so they're like, wait a minute, I have to eat breakfast.
Right.
Because if I don't eat breakfast, I get dizzy and lightheaded and all that. Listen, our goal is never for that to be the case. So if you know that's you, you can start off at the very beginning by adding like an egg in for breakfast. All right. Just to get you started. All right. Until you shift into fat burning, and then you're going to be able to take it away and you'll never even notice it. But the question is, no, you do. Not only do you not have to eat breakfast, we are going to recommend during this 30 days that you don't eat breakfast.
Right.
That we're just eating lunch and dinner. But if you feel like, because then on the flip side is, but I can't do intermittent fasting, at first you don't have to. You can eat an egg for breakfast and help get your body going. And then once you get into fat burning, you won't even miss it when you take it away, because your body will be dining on the buffet that is you for breakfast.
That's right.
So if all that sounds really good and you're like, I know where I want to get to, this is the group I want to do it with. They seem just crazy enough to help me get there. And this is what I want to do. You can go right over to hope30.com or use the link that your friend sent you and go sign up. And we're super excited to help you get there. I'm just saying that because of time.
Right.
If you're like, I'm done, like you can get off if you want, or we're going to stay here and answer as many questions as you guys have.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. If you have something specific, a health condition, maybe a family member, you're watching this for a family member, and, maybe they have something that they're dealing with, a struggle, a health condition that they're concerned this might interact with, you can email us at health, HEALTH, sometimes it doesn't come out clear, at hopeessentials.com. health@hopeessentials.com, and you will help answer them and make sure that they're able to be a candidate. Okay. Because we work with every single person. We can make this work for you.
So, Barbara, I drink an Atkins shake each morning to keep my potassium up. Is that okay? We might just try to change it. There's other ways that we might try to help keep your potassium up. Other than that, that might be helpful. An Atkins shake may be okay. It may be full of some dairy or some other things that we're going to want to try to limit down a little bit. So like what I might do in your case, I might recommend something like just having an egg instead of that shake to get started. But that's something we can figure out, and I can look at typically this is when people will take a picture of the label on the back, and then they'll email it to health@hopeessentials, and then I'll look at it and I'll let you know what I think. How important is hydration in your program? Well, it's super important. We're very into making sure that you're getting plenty of water through the process. Long-term ideal is that you're going to be working towards getting, closer and closer, slowly but surely, towards half of your body weight in ounces of water. So like if your goal weight was 160, then you're going to try to ultimately get to around 80 ounces of water in a day, but slowly getting there. You don't want to just jump right in with that. But hydration is super important, because how hydrated your cells are have a tremendous amount to do with how well the metabolic processes in your cells work.
It's life-changing.
It helps drive your metabolism. So yes, hydration is super important. We clearly didn't go through every intimate detail of everything on the program tonight. We tried to hit the highlights, but on day one, when we talk about food, we talk about hydration, and we talk about how much we want you to drink.
And we do track
and water, and we track it and all that kind of stuff.
Great question.
It is a great question, and hydration is super important.
Yeah, thank you.
And we want to avoid some of the common mistakes people make, because sometimes people start a weight loss program and they're like, half your body weight in ounces of water, and they just start going right into it, and they just start drinking so much water. And then what happens is they actually dehydrate themselves by drinking so much water. You can outdrink your nutrient status. So if you don't have enough minerals to help that water get into your cells, then what happens is you're just drinking water and it's just flushing right through you. And not only it flushing right through you, it's taking more minerals with it. So you're getting more dehydrated the more water you drink. So we want to ease into that so that your body can absorb that water and use it. But yes, it's super important. That's a great question. All right.
Anything else?
Any other great
This
questions?
is why we're here. This is wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. I think they're good. Hey, Facebook, how you doing up there?
Yeah. Hey, Facebook. Sorry, I feel like we haven't been paying attention to you. But we have all these people on this Zoom, and we just wanted to make sure they got the best out of us tonight.
Yes.
All right.
I think that's good.
I do think that's everything. So if you are already in Hope30, we cannot wait to see you January 1st. It's going to be awesome. I know you're thinking like, really? A weight loss program is awesome. I'm telling you, it's going to be
fun.
It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to do great. And just start thinking about what it's going to feel like to lose some weight, to get those pants fitting again, to have more energy, to be less winded, to be able to go up and down the steps, for your joints to hurt less, all those really awesome things. That's why I do this. That's why we do this. That's why Hope30 exists, is to give you hope for this new year that you can finally get where you want to go and you can keep it off as long as you want.
And the name is serious. It's not called Hope30 for no reason. You know, we have tried, you know, we know that people have tried so many things, all the health challenges, all of that when it comes and it begins with weight loss, that we want you to have hope, that we know your friends know that sent you here today, that we know that you can do this. Okay. We know you can. And so we hope you can look further. You can go to hope30.com. You can read some more stories, some success stories you've known from your friends. And we just want to thank you again for coming tonight. It's been so great to meet you. And thank you for the questions. If you have more, reach out, go to Hope30 Facebook page. We have a page there. You can post on there too.
Yes. And if you're like, yes, I'm joining and I want 5 more friends, send them the link that we send you for the replay, or just send them to hope30.com and they can read through it and they can decide if they want to do it with you. I highly recommend bringing a whole bunch of people with you, because having your own crew of accountability partners is awesome, based on the way a lot of people on here have done it. All right.
Yep.
So just like I tell my son every day before he goes to school, be your very best today. Hashtag never quit. And I believe that God wants the very, very best for you. And the day you believe that could change your life forever. Have an awesome, awesome night.
Goodbye, you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Happy New Year.